We are live now.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I warmly welcome you to the 117th Annual General Meeting of the company. It's my privilege to address all of you as chairman of the company. This meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the MCA and SEBI circulars. I greatly appreciate that you are taking the time to attend the annual general meeting of the company, and thank you for joining us virtually today. As the requisite quorum is present for the annual general meeting through video conferencing, I, as the chairman, call the meeting to order. All the directors of your company are present at the meeting through video conferencing from different locations. Mr. Ashish Mistry, partner, Messrs. DTS and Associates, LLP, the statutory auditors, and Mr. Himanshu Kamdar, partner, Messrs. Rathi and Associates, the secretarial auditors, are also present at the meeting. Mr. Anurag Srivastava, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Gajendra Mewara, Company Secretary of the company, are also participating in the meeting through video conferencing. I Mr. Gajendra Mewara, Company Secretary, to take us through the regulatory matters and general instructions regarding participation in this meeting.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, dear shareholders. I, Gajendra Mewara, Company Secretary of the company, extend a warm welcome to all of you at the 117th Annual General Meeting of the company. Members may note that this Annual General Meeting is being held through video conferencing in accordance with the Companies Act circulars issued by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Your company has made all the necessary arrangements in order to enable members of the company to participate and vote for the items to be considered in this annual general meeting. Since this AGM is being held through video conferencing pursuant to the applicable regulatory circulars, physical attendance of the members has been dispensed with. Accordingly, the facility for appointment of proxies by the members is not available for this AGM. All the members who have joined the meeting are by default have been placed on the mute by the host to ensure smooth and seamless conduct of the meeting. Audio and video will be open when members speak at the time of Q&A session as per pre-registrations. If there is a connectivity issue at speakers end, the moderator will mute such speaker and then the next speaker will be invited to speak. The register of directors and key managerial personnel and their shareholdings, the register of contracts, the memorandum and articles of association of the company, the certificate from the company's secretarial auditors of the company relating to the implementation of the company's ESOP scheme and other statutory registers and documents as required to be kept at the annual general meeting and as mentioned in the notice of the AGM are available electronically for inspection by the members. Members seeking to inspect such documents can send an email to investorrelations@phoenixmills.com, which is also mentioned in the AGM notice. The notice of the 117th Annual General Meeting and the first integrated annual report of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 2022, containing the director's report, auditor's report, audited standalone and consolidated financial statements, and other related documents for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 have been circulated electronically within the statutory period to all the shareholders whose email addresses are registered with the company or Lincoln Time India Private Limited, company's registrar and share transfer agent, or their depository participants. Physical copies of the annual reports have been dispatched to those shareholders who have requested for the same. In compliance with the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations, your company had provided the facility of remote e-voting to its shareholders to enable them to cast their votes electronically through e-voting platform of Lincoln Time. The remote e-voting period was open for 5 days, commencing from Thursday, 15 September 2022 from 9 a.m. and concluded on Monday, 19 September 2022 at 5 p.m. Shareholders attending the AGM who have not cast their votes by remote e-voting and otherwise not barred from doing so shall be able to cast their votes electronically during the meeting. E-voting during the AGM is integrated with the video conferencing platform. Once the chairman announces commencement of e-voting, the voting tab on the screen will be activated by moderator to enable such shareholder to cast their votes. They can vote by clicking on the vote tab. The results of the e-voting along with the scrutinizer's report shall be communicated to NSE and BSE where the equity shares of the company are listed within the prescribed timelines. The board of directors has appointed Mr. Himanshu S. Kamdar, partner, Mrs. Rathi and Associates, practicing company secretaries to scrutinize the voting process through remote e-voting and e-voting at the meeting in a fair and transparent manner. Company has received requests from some shareholders to register them as speaker at the meeting. Accordingly, the floor will be open for the members to ask the question or express their views. The moderator will facilitate this session once the floor is opened for the question and answer. I now request our chairman to kindly address the shareholders. Thank you.
Dear shareholders, financial year 2022 was a year of two differing halves. Our lives and businesses were impacted by two COVID waves during the year. Yet, we collectively bounced back stronger and faster after each wave. Monthly consumption at all our malls moved back to pre-COVID levels by the end of the financial year 2022. And currently, for the first 5 months of the financial year 2023, the consumption trends at our malls are 25% higher than pre-COVID period. During financial year 2022, I am pleased to share with you that our teams achieved a gross leasing of over 4 million square feet across our existing malls and upcoming malls. This achievement is remarkable given how our teams transformed a challenge into an opportunity to set new standards for the retail industry. Our office portfolio also showed remarkable resilience as we achieved gross leasing of almost 4 lakh square feet and ended the financial year with an income of 158 crore. The hospitality portfolio, which was highly impacted by the pandemic, witnessed a remarkable comeback during the year with consistent high occupancy levels and improved ARRs across our properties. Our residential business was strong during the year and we clocked sales of over 250 crore during the year. In a significant development, we raised almost 3,500 crores of equity in an environment of fluctuating investor confidence. We strengthened our association with our existing partners, CPP Investments, by partnering with them on 2 new projects during the financial year. First, for a greenfield retail mall development in Kolkata, and second, for a greenfield office-led mixed-use development project at our flagship asset, Phoenix Palladium in Lower Parel, Mumbai. Additionally, PML and CPP Investments also committed to contribute additional equity to the existing retail platform, Island Star Mall Developers Private Limited, during the year. Further, in June 2021, we announced the formation of a retail-led mixed-use platform with GIC, Singapore's Sovereign Wealth Fund, where we contributed our operating malls Phoenix Market City, Pune and Phoenix Market City, Mumbai, and certain existing commercial assets, which included Art Guild House, Centrium, and Phoenix Paragon Plaza at Kurla, Mumbai, as our seed assets. And GIC has invested rupees 15 billion 110 million 1,500 crores between June 21 and June 22 to acquire approximately 33% stake in this platform. We remained balanced and prudent in our use of leverage through the year. During the year, we focused on optimizing the cost of debt across our assets, which helped us to lower our borrowing cost by 87 basis points during the year to an average cost of 7.3 per annum. Our gross debt levels have remained steady despite an extensive and intensive ongoing capex due to our strategy of funding the capex largely through equity. In May 2022, in line with our strategy to consolidate our asset holdings, we acquired the remaining 50% stake in Phoenix Market City, Chennai, for a total of 936 crores. This acquisition was funded through internal accruals and cash on balance sheet and helped attain sole ownership in one of the largest malls in India with a chargeable area of 1 million square feet in Velachery, a prime consumption hub in the city of Chennai. We outlined a vision to double our retail portfolio by 2024. Since then, we have opened one new mall in Lucknow, Phoenix Palacio, in July 2020, and are now looking at commencing operations across 4 new malls at Indore, Ahmedabad, Pune, and Bangalore in next 12 to 15 months. Phoenix Citadel at Indore and Phoenix Palladium at Ahmedabad will become operational in the next few months, whereas Phoenix Mall of Asia in Bangalore and Phoenix Mall of the Millennium in Pune will become operational in the first half of the next financial year. Our company has always been focused on creating destinations where people can come to shop, dine, and get entertained. While we are indeed excited about delivering on our upcoming malls, we are also cognizant of the opportunity size in retail malls in India and putting in our best efforts to expand our portfolio across the top cities of India. Our ability to access capital and tap global development expertise from the best of institutional sources, our prudent capital management and focus on retail-led mixed-use development has enabled us to continue moving forward at an impressive pace, especially at a time when the presence of competing malls reduced in several cities. Our balance sheet today is stronger than it has ever been in our operating history, giving us the ammunition to shape our tomorrow always. I would like to sincerely thank all vendors, customers, banks, business associates who have supported your company's business plans. I acknowledge and appreciate the critical role played by our employees in contributing towards the growth of the company's business. Finally, on behalf of the board, I would like to thank you, dear shareholders, for your continued support in the company's growth. I take this opportunity to reiterate our commitment to create value for all stakeholders with a renewed sense of optimism, confidence, and ambition. We take pride in translating our strategies into action and delivering on our commitments with perseverance. Today, we are well on our way to commanding an operational retail portfolio of 13 million square feet and a commercial portfolio of 7 million square feet by FY 2026. I would now request Mr. Shishir Srivastava, Managing Director, to update you on the various strategic aspects of our business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ruya. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives us immense pleasure to share with you some of the strategic initiatives that we have undertaken during the last year. I would say that financial year 2022 for us relied on our focus on 7 pillars. We continued to build on our future-ready destinations. We continued to work on future-proofing our existing operational assets. We entered into strategic partnerships to raise capital and thus drive the next leg of growth. We focused on prudent capital allocation and reduced our net debt levels. We explored opportunities to create growth triggers in our operating assets. We took some very extensive steps in new age initiatives such as digital marketing, and we consolidated our efforts on environmentally conscious initiatives. A quick summary. This was captured in Mr. Ruya's speech. We are looking at our existing 7 million square feet of retail mall portfolio to grow by another 6 million square feet in the next few years. A bulk of this gets delivered in the next 12 to 15 months. And Kolkata, which is the last acquisition that we had completed, where we've commenced construction, will also be delivered by financial year 26. We have seen our EBITDA margins go back to pre-COVID levels, which are in excess of 100% of the retail income. Our leased occupancy across operational malls currently stands at approximately 98%. When we look at our performance, our EBITDA has grown at approximately 27% quarter on quarter when compared to the best year pre-COVID, which was financial year 20, compared to Q1 of FY23. For the same period, our consumption has grown by approximately 23% for the same quarter when compared to Q1 FY20. Some of our future-ready destinations that we have delivered or are delivering. The first one is Phoenix Palacio, which is our mall at Lucknow. Here, where we have looked at perhaps the fastest turnaround from acquisition to launch. We acquired this asset in August of 2018. It was ready for launch by March 2020, and we finally launched, waited it out for the first wave of COVID and launched it in July of 2020. Finally, this is the only mall which has opened during the peak of COVID and is now fully operational and clocking consumption levels similar to all our other malls across the country. 40 first-time brands for the state of UP have opened their flagship stores, including H&M, Armani Exchange, Bath and Body Works, Collective, Starbucks, to name a few. We are currently tracking an estimated annual rental of about 122 crore, which is in the second full year of operations. An interesting fact, our other malls took about 5 to 6 years to reach an annualized rent of about 100 plus crore. And this is further underscores our confidence of consumption in urban India. At current estimated FY23 rental income of about 120 odd crore, this asset is already generating a pre-tax yield of 15% on the entire gross block, which we hope to move into the early to mid 20s by the 5th year of operation. Moving on, just a quick view of what we have created here at Lucknow. It's a palatial design, retail gross leasable area of almost 1 million square feet, almost 9 lakh odd square feet. It's 97% leased as on date. Moving on, a very quick case study on the returns. We've looked at approximately a trading density of about 1300 rupees per square foot on carpet area. And the first quarter FY23 rental rate achieved was about 114 per square foot per month. At a gross block of 829 crore and an annualized rental of about 122 crore, this translates into a 15% yield in the second year of operation, which will continue to grow. As I mentioned, by the 5th year of operation, we hope to be in the early to mid 20s. Moving on to the next project, we envisage delivering an experiential center in Indore. We've branded it as Phoenix Citadel. What was on the drawing board is what you see as the image on the upper section of the slide. And what we have delivered and is still nearing completion is on the image below. The design is inspired by the beauty of Italy. Again, we have a retail leasable area of about 10 lakh square feet. It's about 83% leased at the end of Q1 FY23. We have focused on, again, an excellent experience for our mall guests and mall visitors. Landscaped gardens, musical fountains, fantastic, magnificent chandeliers, skylit atriums, all of these add to the experience and the design. Phoenix Citadel Indore is likely to commence operations within the next 2 months. Moving on, our flagship property planned at Ahmedabad, the Phoenix Palladium. This is what we intend to deliver as the facade. The design is again inspired by time, is intended to be timeless and a luxurious experience. We've created several elegant cafes, a lot of green spaces and green art. We have a 9-screen multiplex, retail GLA of almost 8 lakh square feet, which is 98% leased, 20,000 plus square feet of entertainment space within this development. Phoenix Palladium Ahmedabad is also likely to be operational before the end of this year. Moving on, our iconic Mall of Asia located in Hebbal at Bangalore. It's a 1.2 million square foot mall. In addition, we also have about 1.2 million square feet of offices planned at this location. This mall again is nearing, the mall construction is complete. We've commenced with the construction of the offices, and that will also be completed within the next 5 to 6 months. Inspired by the city of technology, we have integrated a lot of technological elements, digital waterfalls, a lot of green spaces. It's quite an experience. We have currently leased about 76% of this mall. This mall forms part of an integrated campus of more than 4,000 homes, which are being developed as part of the larger development, which is owned by L&T, and about 4 million square feet of office spaces, of which we ourselves own about 1.2 million. Phoenix Mall of the Millennium, anchored by Millennium Towers, which are the offices that you see on top of the mall. Again, we've progressed on construction. We expect this mall to be launched in the first half of the next financial year. Retail leasable area of about 1.2 million square feet. More than 1 million square feet of offices will also form part of this development, approximately 73% leased today. A 14-screen mega multiplex is also planned here. At our flagship property, Phoenix Palladium at Lower Parel, Mumbai, we have planned the next phase of growth, of expansion, which is a large mixed-use vertical development called Project Rise. This comprises about 1.1 million square feet of offices and retail of about 200,000 square feet. These are several options that we are looking at in terms of the facade design. We acquired a land parcel in Kolkata to build out the mall for the east of India. This is a fantastic location, centrally located within Alipur at Kolkata. We have commenced construction recently here. This will be again close to 1 million square feet of retail GLA with the option of adding additional office area on top as the next phase. I move to the next leg of our focus areas. This is future-proofing our existing operational assets. A quick case study is what we're doing here at Lower Parel. We used to be a 770,000 square feet development, a retail development, anchored with the St. Regis Hotel and some office spaces. In August of this year, we have added 150,000 square feet of retail space. And with the expansions planned in 2 phases, we will be adding additionally another 450,000 square feet of retail space. This will take our entire retail leasable area to 1.4 million or 14 lakh square feet. Additionally, with the expansion of offices, which is 1.1 million square feet at Project Rise and a further phase planned thereafter, we will have a huge captive audience, which will add to the consumption of the mall. Very important to note that there was no additional cost of land. Yes, we have paid for TDR or premium FSI, which has been loaded on our plans. We have commenced construction for what you see as retail office expansion Tower 1 already, and for the retail expansion of Tower 2. A very quick view of the new areas that we've added and some of the flagship stores that have opened recently. Victoria's Secret opened their first India store at Phoenix Palladium earlier this month. Starbucks has now got 3 locations within the mall. Some of the new brands, IHOP, the International House of Pancake. We have focused on expanding on food and beverage and created new zones and added several new outlets. Future proofing also extended to our development at Pune, the operating asset Phoenix Market City, where we have added office towers on top of the mall, which is roughly about 8 lakh square feet spread across 3 buildings. These offices have now been completed. Tower 1 is almost fully leased. Tower 2 is about 70 odd % leased. Tower 3, we have just commenced leasing. This again adds significantly to the consumption. A very quick case study on the incremental yields by adding these office blocks on top of as the next phase of development within operating assets. This was an expansion in Pune's most prominent mixed-use development and in the most prominent micro market. Approximately our cost per square foot for building Fountainhead offices was about 3,700 rupees. Currently, we look at an annual rent of about 900 rupees per square foot. This translates into an annual rental yield on development cost of about 24% plus, and only growing from here as the rents escalate and the new areas get leased out additionally at higher rentals. Moving on to our operating mall in Bangalore, Phoenix Market City. We have recently broken ground for the expansion. We are expanding at different locations. We are building a 400 key hotel, which will be flagged by the Grand Hyatt. We are building out a new 17 screen multiplex. Additional retail, 2 floors of additional retail on the 3rd and 4th on top of the existing mall, and 2 office towers, which will translate to about 1 million square feet. This, again, with this densification, we have again created a huge captive audience for the mall and a significant attractive proposition for the new office leasing. Our commercial office portfolio is set to grow from the current 2 million square feet to 7 million square feet within the next 4 years. This includes our Phoenix Market City, Mumbai, where we have already built the offices, and offices at Phoenix Market City, Pune, which are completed. We have offices at Phoenix Millennium, Pune, called Millennium Towers. We have the offices at Bangalore getting added as part of the Mall of Asia, called Asia Towers. Offices at Bangalore, Phoenix Market City, and the offices at Chennai on top of our existing mall. Cumulatively, this will take our mall GLA, our commercial office GLA to about 7 million square feet or 70 lakh square feet. When we look at our annuity portfolio, this excludes residential, and we compare ourselves in terms of where we are likely to be by FY26. Our retail portfolio from the current 7 million square feet will be at 13 million. This does not include Kolkata, which will get added to the, this includes Kolkata. It does not include the new project that we have recently concluded in Gujarat, which we will announce once we've completed the conveyance. Our commercial office portfolio growing from 2 million to 7.1, and hotels portfolio growing from 588 rooms to 988. How did we achieve all of this? This takes me to the next leg of the presentation. How do we intend to fund all of this growth? As you are aware, in August 2020, we raised about 1,100 crore through the QIP. In May 2021, we entered into a joint venture with CPPIB for our Kolkata development, wherein they infused about 384 crore for a 49% stake. Our existing JV platform with CPP saw an additional commitment of about 588 crore of equity. Our retail platform with GIC saw them infusing about 1,511 crore for a 33% stake. A significant amount of that also created additional liquidity at the parent company, which is Phoenix Mills Limited. Then in November 21, we entered into a joint venture with CPPIB for the 1.2 million square feet development project rise plus the 200,000 square feet of retail, wherein their equity commitment is about 1,350 crore for a 49% stake. So cumulatively in the last 24 months, we've raised 4,533 crore to fund our growth aspirations. Simultaneously, we focused on reducing our cost of debt and reducing our net debt levels. As Mr. Ruia captured in his presentation, we have reduced our cost of debt, which was at 9.19% in March 2020, down to 7.3% in March 2022, by March 2022. So this effective reduction of 174 crore, this translated to a reduction of about 174 bips on our debt cost. Our net debt levels reduced from 4,600 crore to approximately 2,000 crore, of which Phoenix Mills share is presently at about 1,700 crore at the end of Q1 FY23. We also took a very, I would say, a very cautious approach on leveraging. We have on our under construction asset, we have negligible debt that we have drawn down. We have funded construction so far by way of free cash generated from operations, by way of additional equity that we have raised. And at the end of Q1 FY23, about 92% of our gross debt is in the form of LRDs on income generating individual operational assets. Only 8% has been for under construction assets. So most of our debt is backed by income generating assets. We have decided that construction finance, if any ever required, we will only restrict that and draw that down in towards the last phase of construction, which would be in the last 12 to 15 months of any project cycle, and quickly move into a securitized or an LRD structure once the asset becomes operational. Just for a very quick snapshot, cumulatively on the under construction portfolio, we have about 328 crore of debt. And as you can see, it is on Phoenix Citadel Indore, which will become operational next month, within the next 2 months, and quickly move into an LRD structure. And same for Phoenix Palladium, Ahmedabad. Our capex incurred across all of these projects under construction as on date is about 4,255 crore. So almost 4,000 crore has been funded so far by way of equity. Our strategic partnerships driving the next leg of growth. The first one is this is a snapshot of our alliance with Canada Pension Plan Investments. The seed asset is the one at the top left, which is Phoenix Market City at Bangalore, which includes under development offices and hotels, and the Grand Hyatt Hotel. Phoenix Citadel Indore, which is nearing completion. Phoenix Rise at Mumbai, which is an office and retail mixed-use development. Mall of the Millennium and Millennium Towers at Pune. Mall of Asia and Asia Towers at Bangalore, and the under development mall at Kolkata. Cumulatively, this translates to about 5.8 or 58 lakh square feet of retail GLA in this alliance and 41 lakh square feet GLA of offices, plus a 400-key Grand Hyatt hotel. Our second strategic partnership with the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Singapore, GIC, comprises 4 operating assets today: Phoenix Market City at Pune, Phoenix Market City at Mumbai in Kurla, Phoenix Paragon Plaza and Art Guild House, both also at Kurla. These 4 assets put together translated into a FY20 NOI of about 370 crore. These assets were valued cumulatively at an enterprise value of about 5,500 crore. GIC has infused about 1,500 crore, part of which created liquidity at PML level and acquired a 33% stake in these assets put together. When we look at our operational malls and where are the triggers for growth, we see a significant uptick on account of repricing opportunities in the next 3 years. In financial year 23, we have about 9 lakh square feet of retail GLA, which is come up for or is coming up for renewal. In the following year, about 6 lakh. And finally, in FY24, about 7 lakh square feet. This 2.2 million square feet of retail GLA can have a significant upsizing on account of the repricing ability. This is our confidence on repricing comes from the fact that when we look at our mall performances in the first row, we have seen a consumption growth. In FY22, we saw our consumption at approximately 72% of FY20. But in the first quarter, rather in the period April to August of 2023, compared to April to August of 2022, compared to April to August of 2019, we have seen 126% growth. 26% growth is 1.26 times of what we saw in the same period, 2019. In the office portfolio, we've seen in the last year, FY22, we saw approximate leasing of about 4 lakh square feet. In the period April to August, we have covered 2 lakhs, and we are very optimistic going forward with several deals underway. In the hotels business, in FY22, we saw an average occupancy for the year at about 59%, and the average room rate achieved was about 7,300 rupees. Year to date, in the current financial year, we have achieved an average occupancy of about 86% and ARR or annual average room rate of about 11,000 rupees. This is only for the St. Regis, not counting our hotel at Agra. Our residential sales have also seen a significant improvement, and we remain optimistic about that business. For the last year, FY22, for the full year, we saw sales value of about 246 crore. And in the period April to August this year, we have seen sales value of about 154 crore already. Our retail, office, and hospitality assets financial performance is on this sheet. When compared to FY22, our first quarter of FY23 saw a retail business EBITDA of about 325 crore, which was up 27% compared to Q1 of FY20, which is the pre-COVID period. In the office business, our gross income for the Q1 FY23 was 40 crore, which is 61% over the Q1 FY20 period. In the hotels business, we've seen a EBITDA of 32 crore in Q1 FY23, which is 26% higher than Q1 FY20. Moving on some ideation and thoughts on the residential business. We have a sizable amount of free cash flows that will come our way as we complete the sales of our ready inventory and complete the construction and sales of 2 towers at our Bangalore residential development. In Q1 FY23, we have seen an average price per square foot realized at about 16,535. We have about 1.5 million square feet of saleable area available as on today, which is the ready inventory. Against this, if we were to value the potential sales consideration that we could receive across the overall area at an average price achieved in Q1 FY23, this would translate to more than 2,500 crore. In addition to that, we also have receivables against inventory that is already sold, which is about 250 crore. Cumulatively, across all 9 towers of One Bangalore West and our luxury tower, Kessaku, we expect to see a realization of about 2,750 crore, where construction cost is will only be incurred for 2 towers of towers 8 and 9, which we have yet to launch. Also pertinent to point out that we do not have any debt on the residential vertical. So the opportunity for growth in residential comes from our experience and advantages that we see with our story. For us, the residential business is a natural extension to our asset mix and our consumption story. We also diversify our risk by spreading across more asset classes. Currently, I think the opportunity lies in riding the consumer discretionary spend towards residential, which has seen a significant absorption in the last year and last 2 years, in fact. We've also seen investors, landowners, and customers gravitate towards well-known and reputable developers with a strong balance sheet. And I think Phoenix is ideally placed to give that sense of confidence and trust to apartment purchasers. We are considering growth in the top few cities of India. Our prime targets are Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Kolkata, and we are also looking at an opportunistic developments in some of the other cities. Moving on to some of our new age initiatives, we have progressed significantly on our digital initiatives, and we are looking at digital as a as a primary channel for marketing. Phoenix Enhance being one of the customer reward programs that we launched in 2020, and we've seen a good traction. We have roughly around 6 lakh square feet, 6 lakh members on this customer rewards program across the country. We have implemented a robust CRM tool for focused marketing. We are evaluating integration of digital payment solutions, and we are also working on an omni-channel platform for sales and to improve consumption at our malls. We have rolled out the rewards program at Phoenix Palladium, Mumbai, at 6 locations across the country. All the operating malls are generally covered here, with the exception of Bareilly and the Phoenix United at Lucknow. We have 650,000 active members. Moving on, a key area for focus going forward for us are ESG initiatives. At our operating malls, we have seen a transition where about 30% of our energy requirement is covered, is met by green energy, and which is mostly solar. We've been consciously engaging in activities to reduce our carbon footprint, energy, and water consumption. Our we intend to formulate our ESG goals as per global standards by FY24. We have set out formation of the ESG committee, which will be completed by this year, and our ESG policy will be set out by the next financial year. Moving on to our CSR, sorry, for our under construction projects, we are aiming to get LEED certification across our retail and office assets which are under development. We are also working towards getting WELL certification. So as you can see on the screen, we are aspiring for USGBC LEED Platinum to Silver at various locations, and of course the WELL certification as well. Moving on to our CSR initiatives. In FY22, we saw a CSR spend of about 7.61 crore. We have supported a number of causes during the year, ranging from water conservation, which accounted for about 75% of our spending, support for farmers and running schools for tribal children, food donation for the needy, and of course, building medical units as well. One of the most prolific water conservation initiatives is led by our very own Srimati Amla Ruia ji, where through Aakar Charitable Trust, she has built check dams across the country. Over the years, Phoenix has funded about 233 check dams thus far. In FY22 itself, we had funded about 46. As you can see, the number of lives that get benefited are significant, directly and indirectly. I think we would have cumulatively impacted positively about 12 lakh lives through Aakar Charitable Trust. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Dear members, with your permission, I now will take the notice of the 117th AGM and board's report as circulated to all shareholders as read. The auditor's report issued by the statutory auditors on the standalone and the consolidated financial statements of the company for the financial year ended 31st March 22, and the company secretarial auditor's report for the financial year ended 31st March 2022 do not contain any qualifications, observations, adverse comments, or other remarks. With your permission, I will take these reports of the auditors as read. So Shishir, thank you for your very impressive presentation. We will now look through the items of businesses to be transacted at this AGM. There are 13 agenda items for the approval of the shareholders today, 5 items of ordinary business and 8 items of agenda which are of special business which have been set forth in the notice of the AGM. The objectives and implications of the resolutions proposed at the AGM are also set out in the notice of the AGM and explanatory statement, and for the sake of brevity are not being repeated again. Before beginning the question and answer session, I request the moderator to activate the e-voting window now so as to enable members attending the AGM who have not already cast their vote by remote e-voting to cast their vote electronically during this meeting. The window for electronic voting shall remain open till 15 minutes post conclusion of the question and answer session. Thereafter, the same shall be closed. Members may choose to vote now, please. Is it now open? In case members wish to seek any clarification, they may raise it at the Q&A section, which starts now. I request all speakers, shareholders to stick only to the points arising out of the agenda items. Mr. Shishir Srivastav and Mr. Anurag Srivastav will consolidate and clarify all queries of members thereafter. I now request the moderator to invite the speakers one by one.
Thank you, sir. Our first speaker for the event is Ms. Ashalata Maheshwari.
मेरी आवाज आ रही है चेयरमैन साहब? हाँ जी, मेरी आवाज आ रही है जी?
हाँ जी।
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी। सबसे पहले तो चेयरमैन साहब मैं आपके लिए इतना जरूर कहूंगी, 2-3 साल हो गए आपसे रूबरू मिले हुए, तो बहुत दिल करता था मिलने को। कहूंगी 100 चांद भी चमकेंगे तो बात नहीं बनती आपको रूबरू देखे बिना। मीटिंग में रौनक नहीं आती चेयरमैन साहब, आप कुछ भी करिए, भगवान ने चाहा तो अगला साल रूबरू मिलिए जरा। श्रीमान चेयरमैन साहब, मेरे सभी डायरेक्टर भाई, सबसे आपको मेरा नमस्कार। मेरा नाम आशा लता महेश्वरी। चेयरमैन साहब, मुझे तो आपका आज फूलों से स्वागत करना था, क्योंकि आपने अपनी मेहनत और लगन से कंपनी को नई ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचाया है। बैलेंस शीट पढ़कर बहुत खुशी हुई कि आपका रेवेन्यू करीब 40% बढ़ा है, EBITDA 50% बढ़ा और प्रॉफिट 5 गुना हुआ है। शेयर का प्राइस तो बढ़ा ही है और आपकी रिपोर्ट पढ़कर तो और भी बढ़ेगा। आपने कंपनी की नेट वर्थ बढ़ाई है और एनर्जी पर शेयर बढ़ा है। सच बताऊं चेयरमैन साहब, आपके मॉल में जाकर हमें तो विदेश जाने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, इतने बढ़िया आपके मॉल बने हुए हैं। कहूंगी आपने ऐसी सफलता हासिल करी है, रिटेल बिजनेस में इतिहास रचाया है, कोविड का हर बाधा पार किया है और यही हाल रहा तो आप पूरे जग में छा जाएंगे। चेयरमैन साहब, आप तो अगले 1 साल में 5 नए मॉल खोलने जा रहे हैं, जिसका काफी एरिया आपने ऑलरेडी लीज पर दे दिया है। और अब जब इकोनॉमी पटरी पर आ रही है तो अगले साल तो और भी अच्छा प्रॉफिट होगा। चेयरमैन साहब, मैं यहाँ ये कहूँगी, जिंदगी में कुछ दुआएं तो ले लो हमसे, एजीएम पर कुछ नजराना तो ले लो हमसे, भर दे जो रंग आपके जीवन में, इसी प्यारी सी मुबारक बात तो ले लो हमसे। बहुत बहुत आपको मुबारकें हैं। आपने बैलेंस शीट इतनी बढ़िया बनाई है कि पूछने को हमें तो कुछ नजर नहीं आ रहा है, और मॉल की इतनी अच्छी फोटो आपने बनाई है, दिल करता है बस फोटो को ही देखते रहें। बस तो चेयरमैन साहब, आपका फोटो भी इतना अच्छा आया है, देखते ही बनता है। आपकी फोटो के सामने मैं सच कहूंगी, इतनी चमक है आपके फोटो में, आपकी फोटो में बैलेंस शीट में देखती रही। मुझे पता नहीं कि आज मैं कहाँ गलत बोल दूंगी कि आसमान में पूरा जो चांद है, मुझे तो वो भी आधा लगता है आपकी फोटो के आगे। आपकी CSR एक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छी है। आपने किसानों के लिए, बहुत बच्चों के लिए बहुत कुछ किया है। छोटे छोटे डैम बनाकर किसानों की बहुत मदद की है। बस एक सजेशन देना चाहती हूँ चेयरमैन साहब कि बुजुर्गों के लिए भी कुछ कीजिए। किसी ने आज तक कुछ नहीं किया, तो आप इसमें भी जरा पहल कीजिए और थोड़ा काम कीजिए। आप एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए भी बहुत कर रहे हैं, और एनर्जी बचाना, वाटर मैनेज करना, वेस्ट मैनेज करना। हमारे MD साहब भी देखिए बहुत ही स्मार्ट और यंग है, उनका फोटो भी बहुत अच्छा आया है, मुस्कुराते हुए आया है। और आप जो आके उन्होंने इतनी फिल्म दिखाई है, इतना सब दिखाया, बहुत अच्छी तरह से उन्होंने एक्सप्लेन किया है। यहाँ मैं जरूर कहूँगी चेयरमैन साहब, अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर और आपको फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर भी बना दें तो मेरी समझ से तो देश बहुत उन्नति कर जाएगा। जैसे कि आप काम कर रहे हैं और आपने यहाँ एक्सप्लेन भी किया है, थक गए हमारे एमडी साहब करते करते। जरूर आप हमारा देश सुधर जाएगा एकदम। तो हमारी तो यही इच्छा है कि आपको तो जरूर बनाना चाहिए फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर। यहाँ मैं जरूर कहूंगी, इतना अच्छा सब देखने के बाद फिनिक्स जैसी कंपनी मैं कहाँ से लाऊं? आप जैसे चेयरमैन मिले, ऐसी तकदीर मैं हमेशा पाऊं। हर साल साथ रहे आपका, आप ही बताइए चेयरमैन साहब, मैं अपने हाथों की ऐसी लकीर कहाँ से लाऊं? और चेयरमैन साहब, एक मिनट, चेयरमैन साहब मैं जरा आपको एक दो सजेशन देना जरूर चाहती हूँ। मैं जब भी बड़े बाबूजी की फोटो आपने यहाँ दिखाई तो जरूर है, लेकिन मैं उनकी, आपको याद होगा उनकी डेथ के टाइम भी मैं आई थी, और मैंने जब वहां पर उनका फोटो देखा, इतना सुंदर फोटो था वो, जैसे कि वो बोलने वाले हैं। मेरा चेयरमैन साहब सजेशन है, एक तो फ्रंट पेज पर, बैलेंस शीट के फ्रंट पेज पर उनका फोटो दीजिए आप जरा। दूसरा चेयरमैन साहब देखिए, मुमताज के प्यार में शाहजहां ने एक ताजमहल बनवाया था और सब लोगों के प्यार जगाया था दिल के अंदर। तो चेयरमैन साहब आप भी पिताजी की याद में कुछ थोड़ा तो करिए, एक मॉल बना दीजिए उनके नाम से, वहाँ एक मंदिर बना दीजिए, मौका लगे तो जरूर उनकी याद में कुछ आप करिए। और चेयरमैन साहब लास्ट में मैं बस यही कहूंगी, मैं सभी एम्प्लॉयज एग्जीक्यूटिव को सलूट देती हूँ और कहूंगी उन सब की जय हो। और मैं मंगेश की बहुत तारीफ करूंगी, जो बार बार फोन करता है, पूछता भी है, आज भी पूछा 3 बार, आपको लिंक मिल गया, लिंक मिल गया। मैंने कहा मिल गया, चिंता मत करो, बहुत सेवा करता है आपके लिए। मैं चेयरमैन साहब फिर यहाँ कहूंगी, मत मुस्कुराइए इतना कि लोगों को खबर लग जाए, करें हम आपकी तारीफ और आपको नजर लग जाए। चेयरमैन साहब, घर जाके आप जरा जरूर नींबू मिर्ची से अपनी नजर उतार दीजिए, हो सकता है आपकी फोटो को, और आज अभी भी आप सामने मेरे स्माइल दे रहे हैं, मेरी ही नजर आपको लग जाएगी। तो घर जाके जरूर नजर उतरवाइए। और सभी रेजोल्यूशन में मैं स्ट्रांगली सपोर्ट दिया है और देती रहूंगी। इसी के साथ धन्यवाद देती हूँ।
Thank you, ma'am. Next speaker is Ms. Shobna Mehta.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, रिस्पेक्टेड चेयरमैन श्री अतुल जी, एमडी श्री सीसी जी और अन्य मेरे जाने माने डायरेक्टर भाइयों, मिस श्वेता जी और शेयर होल्डर भाई बहन, मेरा नाम शोभना मेहता। सर, एनुअल रिपोर्ट वेल इन टाइम मिला। हमारे सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट ने बैलेंस शीट वेरी कलरफुल, इंफॉर्मेटिव एंड ट्रांसपेरेंट बनाई है। सो कलरफुल फोटोग्राफ की जुबानी कंपनी की कहानी बताने की पूरी कोशिश की है। सो एक्सेलेंट प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए मैं हमारे कंपनी सेक्रेटरी श्री गजेंद्र जी और उनकी पूरी टीम को धन्यवाद देते हुए कहूंगी, वेरी वेल डन, वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप। सर, आपने अपने ओपनिंग रिमार्क्स में और हमारे यंग एंड डायनेमिक एमडी श्री सीसी जी ने इंफॉर्मेटिव वीडियो प्रेजेंटेशन के अंतर्गत कंपनी वर्किंग एंड डेवलपमेंट के बारे में बहुत ही अच्छे से बता दिया है और सभी प्रोजेक्ट की फोटोग्राफ्स वगैरह भी दिखाई है। सो कहूंगी सभी प्रोजेक्ट हमारे एक से बढ़कर एक है, किसकी तारीफ करे और किसकी ना करे। लखनऊ का मुझे बहुत ही पसंद आया। मैं लखनऊ के करीब ही गई थी लेकिन जा नहीं पाई। आपने कोविड में ओपन किया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। और सर, कहूंगी रिजल्ट देखे पेज नंबर 20 पर की परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर्स में सभी पैरामीटर्स अप ही अप नजर आ रहे हैं। इनकम फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन ग्रोथ 38%, पीएटी ग्रोथ 35%, EBITDA ग्रोथ 49% और नेटवर्थ ग्रोथ 31% रहा। और अर्निंग पर शेयर जंप मारते हुए ₹3.2 से ₹13.3 यानी 370% ग्रोथ रहा। शॉर्ट में यही कहूंगी ऑल राउंड इंप्रूवमेंट दिखा है। और पेज नंबर 90 पर भी स्टैंड अलोन एंड कंसोलिडेट दोनों परफॉर्मेंस एक्सेलेंट रहे हैं पर आपकी फोटोग्राफ मुस्कुराती हुई और ब्राइट फ्यूचर की तरफ मस्त आई है और हमारे यंग एंड डायनेमिक एमडी श्री सीसीस जी की फोटोग्राफ में हंसी भले थोड़ी कम नजर आ रही है, लेकिन उनकी आंखों में एक चमक नजर आ रही है। कंपनी के फ्यूचर को लेकर उनके कई ड्रीम्स है जो उन्होंने देखे हैं, ऐसा मुझे नजर आ रहा है। सो कहूंगी आप दोनों के लिए और सभी के लिए आंखों में खुशी, लबों पे हंसी, गम का कहीं नाम ना हो। भगवान आप सबको जहाँ की सारी खुशियां दे, उन खुशियों की कभी शाम न हो। सर यही शुभकामना के साथ कहूंगी अतुल जी और शिशिर जी, कंपनी के एक्सीलेंट परफॉर्मेंस दिखाए हैं आप दोनों ने और आपकी टीम ने, और उसका श्रेय आप दोनों के साथ आपकी एंटायर टीम को देना चाहूंगी और कहूंगी तारीफ करूं क्या उसकी जिसने फोनिक्स मिल को बनाया। लोअर परेल एरिया में जिस जगह हमारी मिल हुआ करती थी, पूरी तरह आपने उनको चेंज कर दिया और पूरी शकल लोअर परेल की बदल दी है। वेरी वेल डन, वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप। अतुल जी 336 पेज की बैलेंस शीट में कंपनी वर्किंग, डेवलपमेंट, फ्यूचर के बारे में बता दिया है और जहां तक मैं आपको और आपकी टीम को जानती हूं सो कहूंगी कि मुझे आप पर और आपकी एंटायर टीम पर पूरा फेथ है कि आप जो भी करोगे वो कंपनी और शेयर होल्डरों के हित में ही होगा। सो सर कहते हैं ना, जहां फेथ होता है वहां ज्यादा सवाल नहीं किया करते। सो आज कोई ज्यादा क्वेरीज ना करते हुए कहूंगी अच्छे रिजल्ट को देखते हुए आपने हमारा डिविडेंड भी इंक्रीज करते हुए ₹2.40 पर शेयर एस अगेंस्ट ऑफ ₹1 ₹2 फेस वैल्यू पर 120% है। सो मैं आपको और आपकी एंटायर टीम को हार्दिक बधाई के साथ धन्यवाद देते हुए कहूंगी डे बाय डे आपकी खुशियां हो जाए डबल, आपकी जिंदगी से दूर रहे हर ट्रबल। भगवान आप सबको रखे बिल्कुल फिट। अब आपकी कंपनी में और आपकी जिंदगी में आने वाले हर दिन हो सुपरहिट, यही शुभकामना के साथ कहूंगी सर सीएसआर में कंपनी बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है। वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप। और कई प्रोजेक्ट पे आपने बताया है सीएसआर में के कंपनी काम कर रही है। अभी महेश्वरी जी ने भी कहा, तो ओल्ड एज होम के बारे में भी कुछ सोचिए, क्योंकि आजकल बच्चे फॉरेन चले जाते हैं तो पेरेंट्स यहाँ अकेले रह जाते हैं और कई बच्चे अपने पेरेंट्स को निकाल भी देते हैं। बहुत कुछ देखने और सुनने में आता है। तो ओल्ड एज होम के लिए आपका क्या ख्याल है? हो सके तो जरा उन पर भी ध्यान दीजिए। सर जस्ट फॉर माई इंफॉर्मेशन जानना चाहती हूँ कि फिजिकल एजीएम और वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग एजीएम में एक्सपेंसेस में कितना फर्क रहा, कंपनी ने कितने अमाउंट सेव की है वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिस के थ्रू एजीएम करते हुए, हो सके तो बताने की कृपा करें। इसी के साथ ज्यादा ना बोलते हुए आज आपने जो रेजोल्यूशन रखा है वो सभी में मैं फुल्ली सपोर्ट करते हुए कंपनी के लिए शुभकामनाएं करती हूँ। हमारी कंपनी दिन दोगुनी रात चौगुनी तरक्की करती रहे, ताकि आप हमें ईयर बाय ईयर बेटर परफॉर्मेंस के साथ बेटर डिविडेंड और नियर फ्यूचर में बोनस भी दे पाए। सर बोनस की बात आई है तो जानना चाहती हूँ कि लास्ट बोनस कंपनी ने कब दिया था और रेशियो क्या था। और सर आज की आने वाले सभी त्योहारों के भी मैं आपको और आपकी एंटायर टीम को शुभकामनाएं देते हुए कहूंगी नवरात्रि, दशहरा एंड दीपावली की फूलों की खुशबू, कलियों की बहार, चांद की चांदनी, अपनों का प्यार, मुबारक आप सबको आने वाले सभी त्योहार। इसी के साथ लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, आज की ये एजीएम ज्वाइन करने के लिए मैं हमारे सेक्रेटरी डिपार्टमेंट में श्री गजेंद्र जी और उनकी टीम में श्री मंगेश जी ने तो बहुत मुझे हेल्प की है, बार बार फोन भी किया, लिंक भी मिली कि नहीं वो भी कंफर्म किया, और उनकी टीम को मैं धन्यवाद देती हूँ, आपकी टीम को भी। और इन टाइम में जितेश पुजारी जी ने भी लिंक भेजी इसके लिए, और इनका इन टाइम टीम को भी मैं धन्यवाद देती हूँ जितेश जी। और इसी के साथ आप आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द फ्यूचर सक्सेस टू ऑल ऑफ यू। थैंक यू वेरी मच। आप सबकी हेल्थ एंड वेल्थ हमेशा अच्छी बनी रहे, यही शुभकामना के साथ शुक्रिया, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Shobna ji.
Next speaker is Mr. Aspi Besania.
hear you very
Hello,
well.
can you hear me? Okay, so I'm Aspi from Bombay. So I'm also missing the physical AGM. You should have had physical AGM. Many companies are already holding physical AGMs. So I congratulate the entire management for very good results during the current year. And even first quarter was very good. I hope you continue the trend. So during COVID lockdown, we had to reduce rentals. Have our rentals bounced back to pre-COVID levels? Will we get the rentals which we had sacrificed during the lockdown? The property in Lucknow looks like a five-star hotel, and that too, it's not a tall building, which is a very good thing. So if you ever require funds, please come with rights rather than cash for giving opportunity to talk in the meeting. Thank you very much, and all the best for the future.
Thank you, Mr. Aspi.
Next speaker is Mr. Yusuf Rangwala.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, respected chairman, good evening, respected chairman, Mr. Atul, sir, and his team. Sir, आपको मेरा आवाज आ रहा है, chairman, sir? Sir, I'm very happy with our company performance and Mr. Mangesh, sir, and his team. And also, I'm thankful to Mangesh, sir. आज उनका phone आया, whether they are joining on it. They are very very come secretary to take the care of the server. Sir, we are very lucky to have excellent company secretary team. Sir, as you mentioned, 356 balance sheet. That is a very fantastic. I am very happy, sir. 2 rupees 20 paisa dividend on face value of 2 rupees. That is a very excellent sir dividend, sir. सर आपका लखनऊ में सर मैंने भी बैलेंस शीट में देखा है सर अपना लखनऊ में जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो सर 5 स्टार के जैसे दिखती है सर हो सके तो हमें सर लखनऊ का प्रॉपर्टी का विजिट कराइए सर अगर आपका पॉसिबिलिटी है तो हमको जाना है सर वो देखना है सर हमको प्रॉपर्टी सर अगर पॉसिबिलिटी है तो और सर लिंक पीपल जितनी तारीफ करो उतने कम है सर उनकी टीम पूरी सर अच्छी सर्विस देती है दे आर वेरी हेल्पफुल एंड वी आर वेरी लकी टू हैव एक्सेलेंट एजेंट सर the link people as our agent sir Prasan and his team they are giving a very good service sir सर आज आपका सर मैं जानना चाहता हूँ नया आपका सर मैं आपका लोअर पर मैं फोनेक्स का सर हमेशा जाता हूँ सर बहुत अच्छा है सर जरा छोटे बच्चे लोग का भी खेलने का है और बड़े लोग के लिए भी है वहाँ पे होटल का भी अपना अच्छा बिजनेस है सर अपने नेक्स्ट डोर सर और जानना चाहता हूँ वैसे नया और नया पूना बेंगलोर मद्रास कलकत्ता हैदराबाद और इंडिया में अपना सर है अपना सर एक छोटा सा शेयर पे करना चाहता हूँ हमें पंग लग गया है उड़ने दो हमें पंग लग गया उड़ने दो सर और अभी अपने उड़ के सर कौन सी सिटी में जाने वाले हैं और सर फॉरेन में अपना है जैसे कनाडा अफ्रीका और कहाँ पे सर दुबई में अपना कोई प्रॉपर्टी है तो अपना क्या विचार है सर क्योंकि दुबई में आज बहुत अच्छे प्रॉपर्टी का वैल्यू है सर अपना दुबई में आपका क्या विचार है सर अपना सर एक फॉरेक्स मिल का सर मैं जानना चाहता हूँ और सर मैं जानना चाहता हूँ आपने लास्ट बोनस कभी दिया है सर बहुत साल हुआ सर अभी नेक्स्ट सर 3 साल हो गए सर हुआ सर और अपने आपके पिताजी उनके लिए सर मैं वोट क्लिक करता हूँ और आपके फ्रंट पेज पे उन्होंने आपका फोटो डाला उनकी आशीर्वाद अपने बनी रहे सर कभी भी पीछे नहीं पड़ेगी सर आज आपका रेट भी अच्छा है मार्केट में सर आज आपका बाइंग सर की आज मार्केट में पीपल आर बाइंग सर आपको फॉरेक्स बिल का कोई जरूरत नहीं है सर नाम ही काफी है सर Thank you very much. May God bless our company. And once more, I think our Mangesh sir and his team. Thank you very much for the excellent said. But I also want to thank you for giving excellent. Sir. We have very link. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rangwala.
Next speaker is Mr. Himanshu Upadhyay.
Yeah, hello. Hello, am I audible?
Can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so the annual report is good and quite informative. And also the presentation, really appreciate the amount of work which has gone into writing this annual report. And again, the presentation is quite informative, was quite informative. I had 3 questions, okay, basically. One was, we have decided to enter the food and beverages business, okay, or space. But the success rate is not very high in F&B. what are we going to do differently here? And why do we want to compete with our tenants, which are other restaurant brands in our own malls? So can you throw some light on your thoughts and your business model, what you are trying to work out here? Secondly, we have two partnerships, okay, CPPI and GIC. How will the future projects be decided in which platform to do or on standalone to do, okay? And any thoughts here or criteria, if you have in your mind, it would be helpful to understand the future capex or projects what you will take. Thirdly, in our annual report, we have stated that our business development team are continuously looking for new opportunities to expand, okay? What would be the top 3 reasons besides valuation for having not grown by acquiring loss-making malls, okay? So what are the challenges in acquiring a loss-making mall or a mall which is not doing very well? And why not have we evaluated, or if we have evaluated, what would be the reasons because of which we have not gone to grow by that method? Okay. So these were my 3 questions. Thanks. And yeah, it was pleasure reading the annual report.
Thank you, Mr. Upadhyay.
Next speaker is Ms. Vasudha
Hello.
Dakwe.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Very good evening, respected Chairman, sir, Board of Directors, and my fellow shareholders. Myself, Vasudha from Thane. I would like to congratulate our company secretary for sending me the soft copy of the report well in advance, which itself is clear and transparent. The opening speech given by the chairperson and the presentation given is very nice and excellent. I would like to ask, can you please look into the matter of unclaimed dividend, which is going to transfer the IPF account as it is the hard and fast money of the minority shareholder. Secondly, please highlights on our foreign exchange earning is nil and outgoing is more than 5 million on page number 100. With this, I support all the resolution and my best wishes for coming financial years and all the festivals, Navratri, Diwali. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Vasudha.
The last speaker is Mr. Hariram Chaudhary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm opening my video. Just a minute. I'm opening my video. What? The video is not being opened. Please open the video. It is not.
We can hear
Now I'm starting my video.
You can please continue. We can hear you.
Now I'm starting my video. Now, Chairman Sri Atulji and other learned directors, my name is Hari Ram Chaudhary. I'm speaking from my home at Santapur, Bombay. Mr. Chairman, the presentation by Mrs. Srivastava was very impressive, very informative, and we came to know that 7.6 crores have been spent on CSR activities, and which also include. I would like to pay the compliments. Please let us know who is the chairman of CSR committee and who are the members of the CSR committee. I appreciate the efforts of Sri Mangesh, Sri Gajendra, who are maintaining the personal touch with the shareholders. And my suggestion is open the mall in Jodhpur and Jaipur in Rajasthan. Rajasthan, you're left out completely. So you are from Rajasthan. So please consider seriously about it. Now, this is 137 years AGM. There are very few companies which are more than 100 years. 130 years, we can count just on fingers. So I'm proud that I am a shareholder of this company. There are 6 lakh members of customers reward system. Very good. And Mr. Chairman, I have a few suggestions. The suggestion is that have one mobile phone in our secretarial department. And second suggestion is have the booster dose to all the staff members and employees, booster dose, which is very essential now. And have Diwali get together of the speakers. They are very few. Please have it. And one suggestion is 15 minutes before the start of the meeting, some CSR activities and about Phoenix or company may be given before start of the meeting. That can also be considered for the next year. And now Mr. Chairman, kindly let us know some queries are there, whether we are using the technology, latest technology, including artificial intelligence. Our Prime Minister is emphasizing on digital India, digital technology. So kindly let us know, are we doing that? And ease of doing business, whether this is also helping us. In the presentation by Mr. Sisi Srivastav, we are very happy that we are using the solar power, and also we are conserving water. This is very good. And now please let us know how many shareholders are attending the meeting today. So this kindly let us know. And with this, I support. Kindly please send me the minutes of the copy. I will pay the necessary charges. And with this, I support all the resolutions. I conclude by conveying my best wishes for all-round progress and prosperity of the company. Thank you, Chairman Atulji and Srivastava. My name is Hari Ram Chaudhary.
Thank you, Mr. Chaudhary.
That's all with the speaker shareholders. Over to you, Shishir sir and Anurag sir.
So I will try and respond to the questions.
Seems that the Wi-Fi has dropped at that end.
Am I audible?
Now back. You're dropped away for a few.
Okay, the first question pertain to savings by doing video conferencing versus a physical AGM. I think we've saved a little over ₹1 lakh by way of not having to book a hall and related expenses. The next question was, when was the last bonus given? This was in 2005. The ratio was 4 bonus shares for each share. Mr. Himanshu Padhyay had 3 questions. The first question was on food and beverage business. What are we intending to do differently, and why do we want to get into this business and compete with other tenants? So a quick response to that is that during COVID, we did see several food and beverage operators who were unable to continue with their businesses because of mounting losses. And food and beverage is a very significant and key offering to our mall visitors. We see an opportunity there by achieving savings in operating expenses and economies of scale. And therefore, we have entered into this business. We intend to populate our malls in the first instance and expand on this business, provide an expanded food and beverage offering to our clients, to our customers, and also be able to demonstrate profitability by way of savings in operating expenses. The next question was, how will future projects be decided whether to be done in our alliance with Canada Pension Plan and or GIC? We had an exclusivity with the Canada Pension Plan, which was the first joint venture, which we have completed the deployment of all the capital infused by CPP. And subsequent to that, the exclusivity ended. And we also, when we entered into the arrangement with GIC, all new projects at present, until we finished deployment of the funds infused by them, will be done under the GIC platform. They will have the right of first offer. The next question was, why not grow by acquiring loss-making malls? Our focus in our business is to go into markets where we have the ability to be the dominant consumption center. We want to be the dominant consumption center, not only for that city, but for the district. So we have identified specific key cities where we want to have our flag and where we see a significant opportunity. In these specific cities, we have not been able to find malls, existing operating malls, which fit our specifications and our size requirement, and therefore we have not followed the strategy of acquiring malls across the country. I think the next question was pertaining to unclaimed dividend. I'm clarifying that unclaimed dividend is being transferred to the IEPF accounts. The company has been sending regular reminders and notices to all shareholders whose dividend has been transferred to the unclaimed dividend amount, requesting them to claim their shares and dividend before the same is transferred to the IEPF authority. In this context, we also publish newspaper advertisements as prescribed. There was a question on foreign exchange earnings versus outgoings. Yes, we have spent roughly around 50 lakh rupees in Forex on procurement of certain equipment, etc., required for our under construction assets and at the St. Regis Hotel, Mumbai. Foreign exchange earnings in the St. Regis Hotel, Mumbai are, of course, there, but they are not getting consolidated here. Mr. Hariram Chaudhary requested to know about how many shareholders are attending the meeting today. When we last checked a few minutes ago, this was about 70 shareholders who have logged in to the call today. That ends all the responses to all the questions raised during the call.
Now that there are no further questions and Mr. Srivastav has answered all the questions in detail, we will proceed further. The scrutinizer, after conclusion of the voting at the AGM, shall count the votes cast at the meeting and also unblock the votes cast through e-voting, through remote e-voting. The scrutinizer shall prepare a consolidated report of the total votes cast in favor and against. I now authorize Mr. Gajendra Mewara, Company Secretary of the company, to receive the scrutinizer's report and other papers, and also to countersign the report upon the receipt of the same and declare the results. The combined result of the remote e-voting and e-voting at the AGM will be communicated to the stock exchange within 2 working days of the meeting. The members are further requested to take note that the results declared along with the scrutinizer's report shall be placed on the company's website and on the website of Link Intime. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to thank each and every one of you for your presence and your support at the meeting. I was personally very, very touched by the words of the speakers, right from Ms. Asha Lata, Shobna, right, every speaker was very touching with what they spoke. I hereby declare the proceedings as closed on conclusion of the e-voting by the members, which is 15 minutes from now. I would like to thank all the directors of the company for their participation in the meeting. I deeply thank all the members for participating in the meeting and look forward to your continued interest in the company. Thank you very much. We can